Hey folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. We know here the Democrats are in a mess. We know they've got big problems ahead of them, and they're afraid to talk about it. All right, so let's get on to. I just want to say a couple things here, and let me scroll through quickly here. I'm going to run through some of my pictures. They're lined up outside in the rain waiting. Number 15, yes, Iran. Okay. All right. First of all, it would take forever to go back and talk about the Shah of Iran. It would take forever to talk about our hostages. Memory serves me right, 50. It would take forever for us to go into day 21, day 93, day 326 of the Iran hostage crisis. We know they have sponsored and paid for terror all over the world. Okay, we know Iran has done that. We know that Iran has continues to want to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. Now, I am cautious in some ways of getting into some foreign policy, okay? We know they want to wipe, these are facts that we know, wipe Israel off the face of the earth. They want them to die, okay? Bottom line. We know Iran wants to, we know they supply the missiles that are lobbed over there from the Gaza Strip that keep coming into Israel. We know the part that Iran has played in Syria, ISIS, Afghanistan. We know the part that Iran has played in killing over. If you look up, Josh, do me a favor. Accuracy would be great, but it's not going to be the end of the world. Just type in the number of casualties in Iraq. In the Iraq war, number of casualties, and give me the first number that pops up and we'll go with it. We know Iran has played a role over in Iraq. How many times have you come, how many times have you gone on social media? What'd they give you? Yeah. That can't be right. I'm sorry, don't take that wrong. Well, is casualties the same as death? Well, that's what I'm saying. I get it, but 25% of our kids killed in Iraq, higher than that, Iran. So you go on social media and you see these kids with missing limbs. You go on social media and you see some guy or lady with PTSD. Is that what it is? And they lose it, and there's a suicide. When you go on the internet and you see how many a day of our young kids, veterans, that we sent over there are committing suicide daily. We know what Iran did in that region to kill our kids, hurt our kids for life. We know Iran has put many mines in that water there that is the Strait of Hormuz, is that what it's called, I think, where the tankers The Japanese own enormous tankers, private business owners. Saudis have tankers coming out of there. We know all that, every bit of it. But let me tell you what we also know. So here you go. We're going to go through this, and I'm going to support my president, okay? But why is the media really going after the Iran situation there and the oil tankers? Why? Why are they ratcheting it up? Why are they hyping it, making it so big on the news? Because they know you don't have an appetite for war. And that's how disgusting this media is and the deep state. They know the American people don't have an appetite for war. They know that I'm going to say we're lied to, okay? But we know we will never forget, I will not, the day the UN Security Council met and Colin Powell went over there with charts and graphs and highlighted red squares and a pointer and said, here is our satellite imagery to show these trucks with these containers, and here's our satellite imagery here. Forget it. Here it is. And the next thing you know, we spend $6 trillion still in Afghanistan. Iraq doesn't like us. They're not like our ally. Do you ever hear Iraq's our ally? You don't hear that. We lost thousands of kids on the soil, and we were misled. $6 trillion. So they know we don't have an appetite for war. But we know in our gut, if we was to really do something, Iran is where we should have done it in the first place. Period. George W. should have dealt with Iran. Obama should have dealt with Iran. But once again, Trump is left holding the bag. Now, the media is painting, all right, a picture, another lie. So let's go to number 26. Iran says it will exceed nuclear deal's limit on uranium in 10 days. So we have pulled out. So Trump pulls out of the worst deal ever in Iran, okay? And the liberal media in Europe and the United States working together to try to make it look like if Trump would not have pulled out. See, if just Trump would not have pulled out of the Iranian deal, we wouldn't have this problem with the oil tankers. They would not be any issue today if Trump would not have pulled out of the deal. I guarantee you that's what they're painting. And now they want to make it look like Iran is the good guys here. This is disgusting, folks. Like they have been following all the rules. This little guy has been, their foreign minister has been on every show, every liberal, Martha Raddatz, every liberal that will sit down with him, that he can get with, he will be right there. And they are just, well, we had a deal, and Trump pulled out of our deal. Now, see, Trump pulled out. He ratcheted up big time the sanctions. They're hurting. They're on the edge of collapse. So they're trying to retaliate over here in the Gulf. They're trying to retaliate over there in the Persian Gulf. They're going after oil tankers. They swear they're not. Now, the only problem you and I have, or I do, I'll speak for myself, is I see, okay, number 28. I see the picture. We're sending an additional 1,000 troops. I see that picture. Okay. I see, let me go to another one here. State Department's releasing. I see number 25. Okay. I see 22. Now, these are all over the internet. See if I have any more. I see all these pictures. And I hear the people telling me we have clear evidence. And I do know from a trust factor that the people that are telling me they have evidence is much different than the globalists that were in charge with George W. Bush at that time that was telling me they had evidence. So I'm going to take that into consideration. But folks, the media, they're so low that they will do anything they can, all right? Anything, to push us into war or let you believe that we are on edge of war because of Donald Trump and his position to pull out of the Iranian nuclear deal, okay? Not true. They know you don't have an appetite for war. They would love for Joe Biden to get the campaign against Trump and his war in Iran. Watch and see. So what you and I know is that Barack Obama was at 1.5, we'll just throw it out there, dropped a pallet of cash. 1.5 billion. See, the liberal media is saying, if you were like Obama and you paid the Iranians, if you were like Obama and signed this terrible deal with them on the nuclear deal, if you were anything like Obama and we would be sending them cash, kissing their ass, cash and ass, this would not be a problem. No. It would not be a problem, right? Our kids would not be dead. Our kids would not be missing limbs. Our kids would not be suffering and suicide for our veterans. No, none of that would be happening. I don't think so. I'm your host, BKP. Now, look, I want to give a sincere apology. We've got the people lining up. Let's go back to 13. Okay. People lining up in Orlando, Florida was never supposed to happen. Trump will take away health care tonight as an issue. Trump will take the Democrats every issue away from them, and they want you to believe that Joe Biden is the front runner out there. Next week, we'll see what happens to the Democrats. I want to give a sincere apology. I have called baseball, and let's take that off the air there. I want to thank everybody out there. America's game to me is baseball. It just is, and I think you know that where I'm concerned. I have a special, I guess call it a treat. You're going to really enjoy tomorrow here. You do not want to miss it. There's going to be let's see, how do I do this without giving it away? You want to tune in the morning. Folks, we went over to White County, our staff, and I want to give a shout out to Team FYN Sports, FYNTV at FetcherNews.com. We're in our 10th year, and Lisa and myself have made a decision that every single penny we have and can gather up goes into an investment into this company. And it just has equipment, people, structure. And we can't thank all of you for since Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, 5 days that came by our production truck and said thank you, hello, and shared your appreciation for what we do. We just have a big shout out for all the teams, Dizzy Dean Division 6. The champions are the Clay County Swarm. Let me tell you the 11 teams if you stay with me a minute. We started Thursday with Gilmer, Fannin, Union, Towns County, Clay County, North Carolina, which they won it all, Dawson County, Lumpkin County, White County, Jackson County, which lost in a heartbreaker last night, Jefferson, and Hall County. 11 teams. 5 are invited to go play state level, Dizzy Dean, in I think 2 weeks in Canton. This is our second annual Dizzy Dean Division 6 tournament. We will, if all things work out. It's like Mom always said. Mom always said, if the good Lord's willing. So if the good Lord's willing, we'll be back next year with the Dizzy Dean Division 6, wherever it may be, if they invite us there. If you'd like to watch some good baseball, 12-year-olds, I love it with a passion. You can go to FYNTV, Fetch Your News, and look at the playlist for 2019. But I want to close today. We're going to close a little early because I asked a good doctor, I said, what can I do for my voice? And he said, shut up. So I'm going to take a little break this afternoon and shut up. This is from yelling, man, last night and for 5 straight days on baseball. We got in last night. I got in. By the time I got settled in, it was 11. Okay. Sunday night was pretty late again. So we're going to close up here 10 minutes early, 9:50. We apologize. We're not going the distance of 10 o'clock because I, your host, have to admit, I got to take a break. I got to take a break, folks. I love you, care for you. Tonight, Donald Trump gets to do what? He gets to, just think about it all day long. He gets to say he's running for re-election. Again, it was never. Remember, Donald Trump is the never guy. It was never supposed to happen, and that includes tonight, and the media is in total meltdown. Can't wait to start talking about it tomorrow. Can't wait to be with my friends down at Canton. Now, if you're still with us, River Street Tavern, okay? Gilmer County River Street Tavern is going to have a watch party tonight. The Gilmer GOP upstairs over here at River Street, they're going to have a watch party, okay, tonight. And GOP, look for them on the website. We will share multiple watch parties today, so you can find one. I'll be in Canton. Can't wait to get there. All right, let's go. I got to take a break. We'll see you tomorrow, 8 a.m., same bat time, same bat channel.